Hey guys, how's it going? It's Pete, and I have just gotten a bunch done, and I am continuing with my rainy day Saturday. And man, I'm just having a good time. It's raining outside. I got a nice fire going, and I'm doing some of the things that I normally put off, like maintenance stuff now. And one of those things is sharpening knives, and that is something I thoroughly enjoy doing on a day like today. So I just soaked up my stone, and what I've decided to do this time around is I have one of these old hot water heater pans, and I figured this would be good to put underneath the sharpening system, because a lot of water in the past was getting up on my table and I had to put some rags and stuff around it. So this works pretty good, I think. So far so good. I just soaked the stone and I'm about to get cracking. And I was doing my knives freehand in the past, but I got this adapter, so when I raise the bar here, I'm going to put this on the bar and just float it at the angle that I want, which is, I guess, for this knife about 20 degrees. And then I'm going to do this really wicked cool chisel. I really like this thing. It works great. It's really nice steel, and the fact that it folds into a, check it out, it folds into a closed position, that makes this a go-to tool. I love throwing this in my bag and not worrying about cutting my hand, which I've done in the past on other chisels, where I would put just a piece of tape around the end, and then when I used it I took it off, but that would disappear, and at the end of the day I didn't have anything to put on it, so it'd go back in my bag, and then when I got home I'd reach in my bag and sure enough I'd catch an edge, and that is never that is never a fun surprise. So while I'm doing this, I am recommending this movie, 28 Days Later. I am sure most of you guys have seen this. This is one of the ultimate zombie movies. I really like it. It's well directed. And you can get into like the whole, how do I put it, the whole narrative, like the whole story behind it, and the characters are good, and I would recommend it. It's a good story, and it's good for preppers. There's some to-dos and not to-dos, and not as if we're facing a zombie apocalypse, because I don't think we are, but economically and or naturally, who knows. So a good movie nonetheless. And also, I got this glass cutter today, which is something I have been putting off getting for months and months and months. And finally have an opportunity to turn old bottles into drinking glasses. And the size of this bottle just fits perfect in my hand. I really like the way this feels. And this would be just the right amount of like a glass of milk or juice or whatever if I just cut it like right here. This is my ordinary drinking glass, which used to be a candle holder, or it was filled with wax. It was a candle, well, it was a candle. And I really like it, but it's really like, it's just a little too thick for my hand. And this is just right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score it with the glass cutter right along the line. And then I'm going to wrap some natural hemp twine around it that's been soaked in alcohol. I'm going to set that on fire, and then as it's heating up, I'm going to dip it in ice water, and I figure the heat of that plus the score with that is going to do the job. And last time I tried it just with the heat and it didn't fracture properly, so I figure with this it ought to do a nice job. So we'll see. So I'm going to get back to sharpening and glass cutting and movie watching. Alright guys, hope you're well. I will talk to you next time. Cheers.